Weekly Life Challenge. Stronger, happier, better, together. Hi, welcome to the end of week 6, the beginning of week 7 in Weekly Life Challenge. This past week, I spent trying to compliment people. And it was, as I predicted, a challenge. I had to make a conscious effort to seek out ways to compliment people. And sometimes I was successful in doing that, and sometimes I wasn't. Sometimes a compliment would just come. Sometimes it was really... Sometimes it was really easy. The compliment would just appear to me in a vision. Sometimes it was really easy. The compliment was kind of obvious. And sometimes I had to think a little bit harder to find something. And sometimes I completely forgot. And sometimes I thought after the fact, oh, I should have told this person X, Y, Z. And I didn't. But all of that, the whole process, I think, was part of the learning this week and part of the challenge. So even just being aware of the fact that I screwed that one up or I missed an opportunity helped me focus on others and noticing their good qualities and sometimes even telling them. What I found interesting was that it was easier to give compliments to acquaintances than people that are close to me. And it also seemed easier for them to accept them. I don't know if it's something that everybody would have experienced or if it's something specific to me. Like, am I just do I compliment so rarely that this is something that people are surprised or they don't know how to take from me? Or is there something to this that the closer you are to someone, the harder it is to give them a compliment? I don't know. You'll have to let me know if you've had any kind of similar experiences. But my husband often would think that I was teasing or being sarcastic when I complimented him. And I'd have to say, no, I really meant that. And then he would say, thank you. But a stranger never seemed to doubt my motivation. When I told someone, she looked very summery, she looked very well and healthy and summery, she just said, thank you. And interestingly, she stood a little bit taller and she started talking about how she was making an intentional, spending this time in her life really focusing on self-care. And so she appreciated kind of getting some positive feedback from that. I do really think this was a good challenge for me, and it's something that I would like to continue to work on. I have a few things I want to say to some people still, and the chance didn't come up this week, and so I want to continue to look for opportunities to affirm some people in some specific ways, but also in general. I want to continue to free myself from whatever is holding me back from telling people that I like stuff about them. I've started. I feel like I've started. I've taken a baby step towards becoming a complimenter and hoping that will lead to other little steps as I become more comfortable giving compliments, but as also it becomes a little more natural. So that was week 6. Moving on to week 7, I have absolutely no segue for this one. They're not related at all. This week, I want to focus on drinking water. And I don't mean replacing the things I drink with water, because mostly I just drink water. Even when I drink a hot beverage at home, it's usually hot water. On occasion, I'll put a tea bag in, but generally I just drink water all the time. So I'm not trying to replace my drinks. I'm just trying to increase how much water I'm drinking. I actually have absolutely no idea how much water I drink in a day. I know that I always have water with me. I won't leave the house without water in my bag. I won't. I'll often have a cup with me as I'm going about my day. I'm forever finding cups all around the house because I've left them in the middle of something, or I needed my hands to do something, so I set it down and then I can't find my mug. So I always have water around, but most of those bottles and cups and mugs stay unemptied. That's an odd way to say it. I rarely finish all the water in them. Those cups usually still have water in them. So I really have no idea how much I drink. I don't think it's enough, whatever that means. So I also don't know what enough water is, so I did a bit of research, and you've probably heard you should drink 8 glasses a day, and so I wondered where that came from. It seems that it came from 1945, which is a bit of a while ago. It came from the idea of you should drink a certain amount of water for each calorie that you take into your body. And so the calculation was based on the average diet then, and it came out to about 8 cups a day. More recently, the recommendation is closer to 2 or 3 liters. So 8 cups a day is about 1.8 liters. The new recommendation is between 2 and 3, so it's not much different. The real difference is that now it seems like people are talking more about not just water, but beverages. That's how much liquid you should take in. And it can come from your beverages. It can also come from your food. And actually, that 2 to 3 is only what some people say. There's a wide variation of recommendations. I read up to like 4 or 5 liters a day, and depending on a lot of things, right? How physically active you are, how hot it is, how your body works, whether you're pregnant, whether you have some kind of illness, all sorts of things that would interact with this recommendation. So I think I'm going to aim for 2 liters just to see how that is. Actually, first I want to find out how much I'm actually drinking. So on day 1, I'm just going to measure. I don't know how I'm going to measure. I'm going to try to measure. I'm going to try to determine somehow some kind of baseline of what I drink in a day. And then from then on, I'm going to try to increase it to closer to the 2 liters, maybe even more. I don't know. I don't think necessarily more is always better. I'm curious of the effects on the body. Dehydration, even mild dehydration, so they say, can have an effect on things like headaches and skin quality and overall health, and I think even sleeping. Like, I think there's a ton of, I think your whole body works better when it's properly hydrated. And we are beginning with summertime. It really is summer here. We went to the beach on the weekend and we lugged water to drink, and it wasn't enough. I don't think. I felt thirsty when I was done. But now that it's summertime, I think we should drink a little more water than in the wintertime. And actually, I think I probably do the opposite. I think I drink more water in the wintertime, and it's because we live in a very cold apartment. And like I said, I always have a cup with me, and in the winter, I always have a hot cup with me. And as soon as it gets cold, I'll refill it and heat it up again and then drink a bit of it. And it gets cold, I'll refill it and heat it up and then drink a bit of it. So I don't know how much I drink, but I always have one with me. And just having it in my hands, it's closer to my mouth than beside me. So I suspect I drink more. But I got nothing measurable. I have no numbers. It's all just what I think. So I will be curious to see when I start to measure. But this might not actually work. I might just start with the 2 liters and see if that feels like more than, I don't know. The goal this week is to drink more water. Drink more water. Drink a lot of water. Keep drinking water. Hydrate. I'm going to hydrate this week. I'm going to hydrate and drink my water and finish my cups, and my family will be happy to not find water all over the house. So actually, I'm really curious because I have no idea about this water stuff. I'm really curious how much water you drink and what you think is the best amount, and if you notice differences in your body when you are drinking, when you aren't. I'm curious to know. So I'd love it if you could share with me, and also maybe some tips for if you do drink a lot of water, how you manage to do that. In the past, I've tried before to drink more, and it's always been a bit of a challenge for me. So if you have some tips or tricks, I'd love to hear those, and you can leave a comment here on YouTube, or at weeklylifechallenge.com, or on the Facebook page, which you can find through weeklylifechallenge.com, or just by searching Weekly Life Challenge on Facebook. So, great. Here's to a week of water. I'm going to end with cheers. Cheers! You can't cheers yourself. I need a friend. Cheers! Drink up.